What's up, dudes and duda to the internet? My name's Scythe and we are back here for the Trove. How y'all doing today? Hope you're doing fantastically wonderful. Hope this video makes your day even better, folks. Today we're gonna be doing some U9 in the fire world because this place does not get that much attention. Not only because of its ugly purpleness, but hey, whatever. We've got the mod. Wait, do we? Where's the mod that ended up changing it to blue skies and stuff like that? Because otherwise right now this looks bad. Unless it's just dusk. But otherwise, that's a lot of orange. Like, seriously, does the mod not work anymore? Did they end up changing something with the skybox? Oh, so, excuse me, pardon me. Quite a few things that Sempoop has been experimenting with. I kind of did mention this once before, but either way, there is a little bit of craziness going on, folks. So it turns out that raw damage, whether it's physical or magical, physical for the Shadow Hunter, so I'm going to be referencing to that mostly today, but you would be surprised just how important raw damage is compared to crit and everything like that, because otherwise, like, I normally have, like, this is my old water and stellar and power gem, right? It's got health on it. I mean, it's the only good gem that I have for water because otherwise my other water gem is a conflicting one with the cubic curtain because this is my old build. These are my old gems that I ended up using. This one you can see that's 10k physical damage, and this one is about like 6k or something like that, kind of combined with this one. Sure, whatever. But the other gems that I was testing swapped out about, let's say it was maybe like 5 to 10,000 physical damage. I know that's a pretty wide gap, right? But either way, it swapped out the raw physical damage for like 150 to 200% crit damage. And oddly enough, I'm doing way more damage just with the raw physical than I could have ever dreamed to do with the crit. Like, I'm doing twice as much damage. You know, even when we would end up using, like, our normal attack was doing, like, or not twice as much damage, that's over exaggerated. But I would do, like, 750 damage. Now our basic attack is doing, like, 230 or 250 or something like, or 850. I mean, geez Louise, these numbers. Now you see why I don't do math in my videos. But we're doing like 100k more damage, and even with our crits, which weren't actually hitting, like we weren't even hitting max damage with our ultimate, and let alone just our normal crits, we were actually doing like 1.8. Now we're doing 2 point something. And even in some cases, you saw right there doing just basic 1 mil with our attacks. Like, it's insane. But either way, before we continue as well, before I forget, for today, we're going to have a lower tiered type of prize. We're going to be giving away 2 regular centaurs and an awesome ball. If you want any of those, you're going to have to Hadouken the like button, just normal Hadouken today, nothing crazy. Be subscribed to the channel and leave a comment in the comment section down below with your username, and Scarlet the Spider will respond to the winner's comment and let you know, and then you got to catch me in game. But either way, I just found it very, very interesting to know that this game is annoyingly more simple than you would think, where getting raw damage is much more important. I mean, granted, we've got like so much crit damage that it doesn't make that much of a difference whether or not we end up getting a little bit more or not. But the whole point is, it's like, I totally thought, oh man, we're gonna be so much stronger in the end, and then rip, turns out that those gems were a waste. I mean, I guess granted I could end up using those on my Neon Ninja or something, but personally speaking, I don't really care for the Neon Ninja because his play style, I think I mentioned this once before, but he's like, the thing about the Neon Ninja is he definitely ends up turning out to be one of the strongest classes in the game for sure. But if you don't have the crit hit for it, it's kind of hit or miss whether or not he's stronger. Shadow Hunter I like, not only just because of his playstyle, but because he's consistent. The Neon Ninja, unless you end up having max, like the best crit hit possible where most of your attacks actually hit, the chance of his shuriken hitting and actually getting a crit, like if you just get a normal attack without any crit damage on the Neon Ninja, it's garbage. And if you're like me and you have terrible RNG that sucks, then you're gonna end up getting hit after hit after hit after hit with the shuriken, that's not going to end up being any crits, which means that certain bosses and dungeons and stuff are going to take 50 years, as opposed to the Shadow Hunter, which I just like because of how quick and easy he is, you know? But otherwise, I was very surprised because lots of the people that, you know, the tryhards of this game that try to act like this game is really overly complicated would always kind of give me smack about the fact that, you got too much health on your gems and stuff like that. So I thought, okay, I'll try swapping out my health gems for ones that end up just giving me some more raw crit. Now, granted, I would in a heartbeat swap out my health gems for perfect rolled gems, but that means that even having crit damage is not as important as having raw physical. So that's really interesting, you know, because I thought it was gonna be like, I thought it was just gonna be like, oh, you just go for crit hit and stuff like that, and crit damage. But that means that getting perfect stats in this game is almost, if not completely impossible, unless you're pay to win and you buy your way to the top with gem booster boxes and stuff like that, which can rarely contain empowered gem boxes and get you a random chance of that. Outside of also with normal gems, you're gonna have to grind for a million zillion years, which I already have, and I still don't have perfect gems, because that would mean that a perfect rolled gem would be one that has, like, for an offensive character, for sure, not a tank. That would mean that a perfect rolled gem would have to have physical damage, or magic damage, depending on the class, crit damage, and crit hit. And it means that you would very specifically have to have certain rolls of the gems. So you would have to have just enough of your crit hit would have to equal out once the gems were maxed out. You'd have to end up having at least over 50%. You know, potentially, like, I'd say like maybe 70-75% crit hit. We're still rocking about 80% crit hit. And then for your crit damage, you're gonna want at least 800% crit damage. And then the rest would be physical. Like, it would be fantastic if we could have 100k physical damage. I'd be happy and we would be set, because we would be doing crazy amounts of damage, which we're already doing crazy amounts of damage. But I'm just saying, like, it's like, look how bad of a system that is compared to any other type of MMO and game where you can actually, like, kind of grind your way to the top and kind of be rewarded for playing the game, as opposed to Trove, where it's so random, it's random. You know? And I'm not saying it to be discouraging or anything like that, folks. The point that I'm trying to get at is, don't overthink your gems. Get something, like, get your character powerful enough that you can end up doing what you want to do. I'm already strong enough, and, you know, I'm satisfied with my power right now with the Shadow Hunter. And if I end up getting lucky enough to roll some random better gems, of course I'll roll those up, I'll level them up and take my time with them. But as for right now, I'm probably just gonna end up saving most of my luck cats and lapis bugs and stuff like that, because otherwise that was a lot of resources wasted on those gems just to find out that crit damage is not really as important as lots of people like to say. But either way, that's a lot of rambling, and that's a lot of this game has too much math for me. Especially considering that it's like just such a dumb system. Like, seriously, I can't even believe it. Like, I really wish that the gem system was the same as Gear, where you could random roll the stats on them, rip me for not paying attention to my flask, and then also the fact that you would have to have, you know, the stats would have to be more focused. Like, I would love it if the devs actually, like, with the gem system, if it was a better system where you could re-roll the stats on a gem and it would end up equaling out to where you ended up having, like, if you had crit hit on all your gems, you would get maybe like 85% total. If you would had crit damage on all your gems, maybe you would end up getting 800% to 1,000% crit damage, but I don't know, that's kind of pushing it. And then for physical or magic damage, at least let it be guaranteed, like maybe 90 to 100,000 physical damage. I think it would be much better if it was a more focused system like that. Granted, The reason that they have it as such a random system is so that they can make money because of all the gem boosters and stuff like that. So rip anything that I was saying, right? Because continual money, that's the important thing, right? Because if they ended up having a system like that, they could end up getting away with and still making good money with people buying the Let cats and stuff like that just to level up the gems. But even then, it wouldn't be as much as they make now off of the cash cows in this game that can end up just buying the resources over and over and over again, which I don't have anything against pay-to-win players. I'm just trying to make a point. Anyways, that's gone. This is getting way too deep. This is getting way too rambled. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Very much appreciated. Sayonara and stay epic, and keep loving this game as much as I do, even with dumb systems like this, because honestly, who cares? It's still a fantastic game. I still love it.